Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Michael from coachapilot.com, coachapilot.com. So I am an airline instructor. I've been teaching ATPL for many years now, to millions of students, something like that. I'm a scientist also, and I run this business, coachapilot.com, for people who need help in their ATPL study. And whether you are an ab initio student or a pilot that is converting his license to EASA, if you are experiencing difficulties in the stress management, in the workload management, or in the pure theory, you can contact me on this website directly and send me a WhatsApp, and I will be very happy to help you. So today I wanted to talk again about mass and balance, because I have several students that have asked me some help with these subjects, which is not a very complicated subject. Again, it's basically very easy calculations all the time, but as you will see, there are plenty of opportunities of falling into traps in the question banks, and I will explain you one case study through this question here that is displayed on the screen. So we have an aircraft that is a twin-engine piston aircraft that is taking off, and the objective of the question is to determine the traffic load. Okay, so we have the following data: dry operating mass of the aircraft 4830 kilograms, takeoff mass of the aircraft 5980 kilograms, trip fuel 617 liters. Careful with that, there is a possibility of doing some errors here. Takeoff fuel 770 liters, and the specific gravity of 0.78. Okay, so first of all, to solve this kind of question, we have to be aware of the vocabulary that is used. What is the traffic load? What is the useful load? What is the takeoff mass? What is the dry operating mass? Etc. Okay, so basically, when we have an aircraft at takeoff, its mass is basically the takeoff mass. Okay, logical, takeoff mass. And the takeoff mass is composed of the dry operating mass. Okay, that is basically the mass of the aircraft ready for an operation, but without the fuel and without what we call the useful load, the traffic load actually, sorry. Okay, so literally, when you take the dry operating mass and you sum up with the takeoff fuel and the traffic load, actually you have what is called the takeoff mass of the aircraft. Okay, and another term also that you must memorize for the ATPL is that the sum of traffic load plus takeoff fuel is called the useful load. Okay, useful load. All right, so first thing to take into account here is that to determine the traffic load, we need the dry operating mass. Okay, we have it in the question. We need obviously the takeoff mass. We have it also in the question. And we need the takeoff fuel. We have it in the question as well. Okay, so if I come back to the question here, we say that we have the dry operating mass 4,830 kilograms. Okay, takeoff mass 5,980 kilograms. And you see that then you have the trip fuel and the takeoff fuel. So the trip fuel is totally not necessary in this question. As simple as that. Okay, they are providing this data just to make it more confusing, but is useless. What we need is the takeoff fuel. And then second thing to take care of, the takeoff fuel is given in liters. So we have to convert it into, obviously, kilograms. Okay, so if I put that into numbers, we have the takeoff mass that is 5980 kilograms. That is the dry operating mass 4830 plus the takeoff fuel. That is actually the volume in liters times the specific gravity. Okay, plus the traffic load, and that's it. Okay, so then I can calculate what is actually the mass of fuel. Okay, so here I can use the calculator. 770 times 0.782020, which is the specific gravity, 602 kilograms. Okay, so here I have 602 kilograms plus the traffic load plus the dry operating mass. That is equal to the takeoff mass, 5980 kilograms. Okay, so then I do a simple difference. The takeoff mass, okay, 5980 minus parenthesis the dry operating mass 4830 plus the mass of fuel 602, and what do I find here? 548 kilograms. Okay, so my traffic load equals 548 kilograms. Let's check the good answer. 548 kilograms. That's it. Okay, job is done. Okay, so now we can just spend a few seconds in what would happen if you do an error. Okay, for example, if you forget to convert the takeoff fuel, the volume, into mass, and you use directly that number 770. Let's check what would happen here. We would have actually the takeoff mass 5980 kilograms minus parenthesis dry operating mass 4830 plus the fuel that we forget to convert in kilogram, and we put the direct value in liters, and we would find 380. Okay, let's check in the answers. Surprise, there is 380 in answer alpha. Okay, you see that the examiner that wrote the question thought about this possibility of errors, and obviously it would happen if you forget to convert the liters into kilograms, and you would click on the wrong answer. Okay, next possibility of error. You consider the trip fuel instead the takeoff fuel, instead of the takeoff fuel. So 617 liters. Let's do again the two possibilities. One in which you convert into a mass. So you do the job properly, but you use the wrong data. Okay, 782020 for the specific gravity. You would have a mass of fuel of 482. So let's check what would happen if we take the takeoff mass 5980 minus parenthesis the dry operating mass 4830 plus 482. It would give 668. You see that again, it's an answer that is proposed. Answer delta 668 kilograms. Okay, and then if you combine the two possible errors, you use the trip fuel instead of the takeoff fuel, and you forget to convert into kilograms. Let's check what would happen. Okay, I would have 5980 kilograms minus the dry operating mass 4830 plus the trip fuel 617 liters, but I have forgotten to convert into kilograms. What would I get? 533. Okay, let's check. 533 is also a possibility in the answers. So you see that the examiner here has thought about all the possible errors that you can do in the calculation, and every single possible error will give rise to an answer that is already proposed, just to make it more confusing. Okay, so here I put again the correct value, the correct calculation, which is 5980, which is the takeoff mass, minus parentheses dry operating mass 4830, plus the value of the takeoff fuel 770, but times obviously the specific gravity. And I would get eventually 548 kilograms. Here it is, job is done, 547 kilograms, 48 actually, which is the correct answer Charlie. All right, so I hope that this question and this video was helpful for your ATPL. You see that we have spent 10 minutes, 11 minutes, something like that to solve it, but it's actually something that you can do within a few seconds only when you are used to calculate with that. It's very simple. It's just differences calculation and multiplication, and that's it. So it's extremely easy, but it's also extremely easy to make an error and to be confused in the different elements that are given that are unnecessary in the question directly. All right. So if you found this explanation helpful, I encourage you to contact me and to explore more at coachapilot.com. If you are facing difficulties in your ATPL, don't hesitate to contact me. Don't hesitate to drop me a WhatsApp. You see that on the website, you have directly the WhatsApp link. You can just contact me via this contact form and this WhatsApp button. And of course, don't hesitate to share this video with your colleagues. Don't hesitate to like it. And thank you again for watching, and see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.